It's episode 45 of the Nerdy Cool Dad podcast. Just taking my sweet ass time with these episodes, and I apologize. I mean, the motivation's not quite what it used to be, and this is gonna sound weird, but during the lockdown, or I call it lockdown, it kind of was with the global pandemic and all that going on with COVID. It was a lot easier to manage doing these episodes and things like that. And I'm sure a lot of people that have picked up random ass hobbies or things that they started doing during COVID can agree with me. I'd like to keep it going. I'll put in a somewhat honest effort here to keep things going. It's episode 45 again. I still got to get to that 50 mark, so at least I have some motivation in that regard to keep things going, and we'll see what happens. Somehow it's September 2nd. Don't really know how that happened, but it is what it is. I mean, I personally like the fall weather. I get way too hot in the summer. I don't necessarily mind the heat, but I do kind of run a little warm, and it's nice to cool down a bit. Put some jeans on, although funny thing is, this is totally random. Come down this rabbit hole with me, folks. But I was thinking the other day, I used to travel downtown, go to my office job and all that kind of crap, and I wore jeans every day. That was the office attire. It's kind of like business casual, or business. No, it wasn't even business casual. It was business smart. Yeah. In the tech world, you don't have to wear proper pants if you don't want to. Either way, I was thinking, come back full circle to this little rant of mine. Jeans are okay. The belt kind of digs in your stomach a bit all day, and more comfortable than wearing dress pants for sure. But if I'm working from home, I really stocked up on the track pants over the last 6 months or so before the pandemic became a big thing. And I'm happy for it. I've got 3 or 4 pairs of track pants kind of on rotation going here, and I've got a whole stack of jeans that I haven't touched in a long time, we'll say. Even if I have the opportunity between one or the other, unless I'm going out, and depending on what I'm doing when I'm going out, I may even choose track pants over jeans. So I have to imagine Old Navy's really getting hit big time. Or anyone else selling jeans in volume. I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a pair, but that was kind of random. With the fall weather as well, in my area I got a lot of plants and things, a lot of trees, and so it's a good chance to kind of prune them all, and some of them have got out of control. It's the first year I've been in this particular house I'm living in, and you got to go through a whole summer to understand what grows where, because there's so many perennials, and I got some lilac bushes that are just out of control. I gotta take those down a notch. So other than that, there's good TV shows, as every fall kind of brings to the fold here. This is kind of came out a couple weeks ago, but Umbrella Academy 2 came out, and if you haven't watched Umbrella Academy, you really should. I would say it's probably one of my favorite, superhero type shows, and it's different. If you're probably thinking the same thing, John, what the hell? Everything's superheroes the last decade. I'm sick of it. I'm also sick of it. Anything from the MCU, I can't be bothered. I'm going to say this right now. I thought Infinity Wars, or whatever the hell, that whole thing with Thanos and all that, I thought it was kind of shitty. Crucify me if you must, but I was not all that impressed. I don't even remember the second installment, what the name was officially. But either way, I thought it was kind of corny and lame, and by the end of it, I just didn't think it was anything special. But I do like some of these fringe movies and shows that have come out. I do think a show lends itself way better to some sort of superhero universe than a movie can. Because a movie, you can only cover so much in a movie, right? I like things to build slowly. So for example, Umbrella Academy season 1 and season 2, fantastic. It's a little darker. It's got more of a, I don't know. It's just different. I'm not going to ruin it for you. Just watch it if you're into that sort of stuff. And then what comes out this Friday, which I'm super pumped for, is The Boys season 2. I watched The Boys season 1 kind of near the beginning of COVID. I think somewhere in around March, and it was really cool. It was not to spoil like the whole plot line, but I'm going to kind of spoil it a bit for you. So earmuffs if you don't want to hear it. But it's basically if the superheroes were the antagonists, and the people trying to stop the superheroes and their corruption were the protagonists. So I'll kind of leave it at that, and you can kind of fill in the blanks. It's worth watching. Don't watch it around the kids or anything like that. It's a little. It's got some choice scenes, a little gore and language or choice language. So be careful about that. And otherwise, it's pretty fantastic. I really enjoy it, and I'm looking for some other things to watch at some point. There are a lot, as I said, a lot of releases come out in the fall, but I also did notice that a couple of things that I'm sort of expecting to be in the fall are waiting kind of until winter or like December. So one thing I'm a big fan of is Vikings. So I believe it's the last season. I think Vikings does things a little differently, where they have kind of like 2 half seasons, and they can put a big gap in between. So either way, the last, call it 10 episodes, I believe start in December. So I'm excited to see what happens there. I've been watching Vikings for years, and looking forward to seeing how that all wraps up. If you haven't watched Vikings, that's something you should also consider. It's on Netflix right now. I don't think it's up to date. I've been following it for years, so I never really had to binge watch it on Netflix. But I do know a few people that are right now, and kudos to you. But keep it up and watch if you haven't. If you've got anything else in mind that you can, let me know that's coming out. Let me know. I'd be happy to consider it. I've been actually you guys have probably noticed this as well on Netflix. They're getting very aggressive with their previews and things to get you to watch, obviously. And a couple things have really stood out to me, and they kind of won me over. It's like they have algorithms to know what my interest level looks like, right? Believe it or not. Two things. I'm into anime. I like that sort of stuff. So I've been kind of holding off on watching 7 Deadly Sins for a while, and I'm finally getting back into it. I watched most of season 1 years ago, and a friend of mine, he let me know that I really gotta watch it. It's a good show, and I gotta just put it on the back burner for a while. And so it's back in my repertoire of things that I'm watching, and I'm enjoying it. So it's good to have that ongoing, because haven't been watching a lot of anime recently. I've been so involved with the One Piece universe, and if you know what the hell I'm talking about, then just know it's pretty mainstream. It's the highest grossing anime of all time at this point. And it's just still ongoing. It's a struggle, because when you're really into something like an anime that is ongoing, or a manga, you're waiting every week to read a new episode, or sometimes every 2 weeks, because they keep taking goddamn breaks. But you gotta stay the course, and it's rewarding in the end if you're patient about it, right? So either way, I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about at this point. I kind of went off. Well, of course. Netflix, and they're wanting to push content on you. Another big thing that's on the list, it's officially tagged as on my list, is Cobra Kai. They're really pushing that big time. I'm assuming there's another season coming out, or what have you. I haven't been following it, so maybe I just don't know what the hell's going on. Quite possible. But it's on the list, and I'm going to watch it. So I'm excited for that. I'll probably start that in about a week or two. I'm trying to finish up at least whatever's available on Netflix for Shameless. I've been watching this throughout the entire COVID. And yeah, it's pretty great stuff. So I know I'm closer to the end of what's available, and I'll take it from there, right? My understanding is they're doing one more season. I don't know if that's accurate, but obviously I'm still kind of a noob to this show as far as, although I'm getting caught up, I've been following anything about the show for the last decade or so, or however long it's been around. So something to keep in mind. Yeah, you know, you gotta find things to do these days, and summer's dwindling down. So, you know, start getting those puzzles out, and those last minute things around the house that you've been putting off all summer. It says winter's coming, and yeah, I won't get into Game of Thrones because that'll probably upset me and a lot of other people. One thing I've been picking up a lot lately is, and experimenting with, is sourdough bread. So a buddy of mine gave me a starter, oh man, like 2 months ago at this point. And I've been keeping it alive and trying different things with it. And I've been mildly successful with baking sourdough bread. But I didn't have all the things I needed. I still don't have all the things I need to make it more successful. So for example, I don't have a Dutch oven. I really would like to get one. For now, I'm just using a pot. It's okay. I also have an electric oven that I fucking hate. Electric ovens are the worst. I need a gas oven really badly, and that would probably make a big difference because I keep burning everything. Not too bad, just like a little bit on the bottom of the crust. So it's disheartening that keeps happening because it's such a process. Like, it takes me like 2 days basically to make a loaf of sourdough bread. I mean, it's not like I'm doing things constantly. It's like, you know, you get the flour, you add the water, you mix that together, you let it sit for like an hour, then you add in your yeast and your salt, and you keep folding that over every hour on the hour for the, you know, whatever, throughout the day as you need to. I mean, I'm kind of lax about that. Then, you know, you stick it in the fridge, and then you take it out of the fridge, and then you kind of fold it with some flour, and then you have to put it in these resting baskets, which I finally got. Thank you, sister of mine, Angie, for giving those as a gift to me. I think it was, yeah, not last weekend, but prior weekend. I don't know, I took a day off last Wednesday, and it totally screwed with my whole system. So whenever that was, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Thank you. So I'm going to give those a working, I don't know what the hell that means. I'm going to give those a go today because I was trying to explain it to my wife what these things were, because I saw it in a video. You know, you got to put it in the resting baskets, which I'm assuming is the name for these things. Might not be. Either way, I tried to make like a makeshift one using a cloth and a bowl, but it doesn't breathe as much, so you don't get the same consistency. And, you know, my loaf was still pretty good, and it wasn't what I wanted to be. You know, I wanted to really rise and be super bubbly. So I'm working on that, and I'll take a photo tonight. I'll let you know how my latest experiment goes, because this is my third attempt at making a sourdough, and so I'm pretty excited for it. And you know, yeah, hopefully I don't burn the bottom. I'm gonna turn the oven down about 25 degrees to account for my shitty electric stove, or oven, or whatever it is. Anyway, to be continued. I'm gonna let you guys go. I got some shit to do, but hey, you know, it's good to be back. It's good to do episodes, and keep fit and have fun.